Hey, what's up, guys? We are at Justice Gaming with Steve. Back at it again with a brand new deck. It's his Dragonlink deck profile that he's been running this new format. I'll let him take it away.
Yeah, so obviously you guys probably know me from my Pendulum decks. I kind of switched it up a little bit. Not that the deck was bad or anything like that, I just wanted a little bit of a change of pace. I wanted to play Dragonlink for the longest time too, and the Bystials are just really good right now. I just think it's a good meta call, being able to main deck the Bystials for matchups like Branded and stuff like that, specifically not losing to the Gimmick Puppet Lock. Mirror Match Dragonlink is insane. A lot of people are playing it right now, so I just think it's a good meta choice. So yeah, we'll get into it.
Yeah, and I think you're also on some spicy takes with like the Synchron package, so yeah, I think you guys will.
Some stuff. There's a few things in here too that are, I don't have like one or two cards, but I'll let you guys know what cards those are when I get to them.
Alright.
So the first things first is the Bystials. We play one Lubellion. These are the best cards in the deck. One Lubellion, triple Magnemite. If you see any of these, especially turn 0 if you're going second, this against any deck that puts a light or dark in the graveyard is just really good. A lot of people are on like 2 or 3 of this card. I don't think that that's correct because you can send this off Dragon Ravine. Like, you open quick launch, you really only send Absorauter if you don't have access to Tracer. This is just a better thing to summon. And if you open Starleech Safer, you can just send it to the graveyard when you're safering, and then the Safer can add this from your grave to your hand, and you could use it anyway. So I think that's really good, and everyone knows what Magnemite does. And by the way, Magnemite can also add a dragon from grave to hand during the end phase instead of the deck too.
Yes.
So if you burn through your one of Druid Worm or something and you really wanted that, you can get that. So yeah, I think this lineup is good. Possibly in the future I would consider maybe playing like 2 Lubellion, but we're just testing right now.
Sounds good.
And then the other 2 Bystials. Again, this is another reason I only play 1 Lubellion, because if you pitch this off Chaos Space, Dragon Ravine, you just send it to the graveyard anyway. So
yeah.
You got ways. Druid Worm is one of the best interruptions in the deck. With Heretic Seal, too, this is also like a double send as well, because you can Heretic Seal, tribute this, bounce something, new chain this, send something, so really versatile. I think Druid Worm is good. I wouldn't play 2, though.
Would you ever run Baldrake?
Baldrake on its own doesn't do anything. You have to attribute another light or dark for it. Yes, it's come up a few times, but I don't think it's necessary. If you were to play a higher Bystial count, I would either play double Soranir or double Lubellion. I would not play Baldrake in the main. If you want to side it, and it's really good against certain matchups, then it might be a good side deck one of, but...
Sounds good.
Then we'll go on to the Chaos package. It's pretty much like the Bystials synergize so well with the Chaos cards that they're pretty much all one, but Levianeer, this card kind of sucks if you open it sometimes, I will say that, but you just have to play it. I mean, it's just so fucking good. I mean, I've ripped cards from hand and pop fields with it, and then you got the 2 babies. These are searchable off Chaos Space, and you can also search Lubellion off Chaos Space too, so yeah, you just have to play them. These are cracked. Opening them kind of sucks. You want to search them. But,
yeah.
Well, opening black sucks. White is fine, because everything is dark in the deck. You really don't have too many lights. And then obviously the obligatory Safer. Yeah, this card's nuts.
Crazy card.
You open it, you could send it self, you can search the babies, you could search a lot of other things too. If you open it in like Soranir, it's really good because you pitch the Soranir, add Magnemite, that puts the dark engraved, and then the Soranir sends Lubellion, so you have a dark already engraved to activate some of the Magnemite and then some of the Lubellion. And then later in the combo, when you link this off or whatever you do with it, you banish it from grave to add level 8 light or dark dragon from grave to hand, add Lubellion, add Levianeer. You know, it's really good. So definitely the best normal summon in the deck. It's either play Safer or play like the adventure package, but I don't want to play the adventure package in here. It's really good, but I don't think.
Yeah, with the space being so tight, I think you said you were playing 40 cards, right? Which is unique, honestly, for a Dragonlink deck. You're probably ultra consistent on that point, on that level.
A lot of people play 45 in Dragonlink, which I get that. I've wanted to as well. And then got the Rocket Monsters. Double Tracer, 1 Caliber, 1 Recharger. There's an argument to be made to play 2 Recharger instead, but Caliber is really good because it's an extra tuner to summon off Tracer, so you can do double 10 plays with this. And also, this effect comes up a few times. You could tribute it to summon a Dark Dragon or Machine from your hand. So, like, if you have a big dragon in hand, you could just summon this to a Link Zone, tribute it, and summon, like, Magnemite from hand or something. So, yeah, that's it for those. You could maybe play Triple Tracer if you were playing more than 40, but I think 2 is fine. You have 4 targets for the 3 quick launch, and then you have a way to search them, and then you got the other 2 dragons This is pretty much a rocket monster, so because Varys used it in the anime, so I just lump them together. But yeah, everyone knows what Absorautor does. If you special a Dark Dragon, you can special this from hand, and when it's used as link material, you draw a card. And it also synergizes well with another card that I play in the deck. Too, you could banish it from the grave if they target a set spell or trap on your field, negate it, and then they can't target that card for the rest of the turn. So it's really good. And then also, if you control Rocket, you can spec Absorautor. So these are just extenders. Really
You like
good.
them? Yeah.
Yeah, this is also a good turn 0 with the Bystials too, because if you turn 0, they're going first, and then you Bystial, and you have this in hand, you could Bystial and then summon this, and you got 2 monsters when your turn comes around. So yeah, I think they're really good.
Hell yeah.
And then a couple other more dragons. You just got Red MD and Chamber Dragon Maid. I still play this because the trap is just too good. Tidying alone, even if you open it without this card, it's just nuts. Yeah, and then shout out Chris too for the nice Chamber Dragon Maid, the foreign. And then yeah, Red MD is just Red MD. It's just a great card to summon off of.
One of the best cards.
Yeah, like Erratic Seal, and then they don't deal with it. You just get extension. And then for the spice, we play triple Assault Synchron. This card it's insane. If you open a Bystial in this card, it's just like free Dispater. And then its other effect too, if a dragon synchro monster is tributed or banished, not even by a card effect, just by any way, like Nib or whatever, tributed it with Nib or banishing it with literally anything, you banish this card from your graveyard, and then you summon back what you tributed or banished. So what you do basically is, in a perfect world, if you have Lubellion in the graveyard, and then you synchro summon into Dispater with this guy and Excel Synchro Stardust. This is in the grave, so then you tribute the Dispater to summon this guy, and then you banish this from grave, and then you summon back the Dispater. So yeah, it's really good.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I like this card a lot. You can also play Tuning to search this and get the mill. I might do that, not gonna lie.
In the future, would you, with it coming up with Duelist Nexus, would you put in Revolution Synchron alongside that?
I seriously would consider it. Yeah, I think that the synchro packages are just getting insane now. If I had to do that again, I'd probably go to 45.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll see when we get there. So, and then just triple Ash. I mean,
of course,
you just gotta play it. It's the most generic hand trap against everything. It's not the most powerful, but it hits every deck. No deck doesn't do what this can stop. So.
Yep.
And then you got Dragon Ravine, searchable off Romulus, pretty self-explanatory. And then you got the rocket spells. Okay, this is obviously boot, and then triple quick launch. I just don't have the third quick launch yet. It just didn't come in the mail. So this is going to be quick launch, but you could play Called by the Grave if you want. But again, I'm at 40 and I don't have a lot of space. So yeah, triple quick launch, 1 boot sector launch.
Sounds
quick
good.
launch isn't once per turn. And then the best starter in the deck is Chaos Space. If you open this with a way to resolve it, you get 7 cards in your hand at one point. So you have so many options. Puts back your Striker Dragons. Later on, too, you could just discard it with cards and then just use its grave effect to draw. So
great card.
If anyone doesn't know what it does, you send a lighter dark monster from your hand to the graveyard, and then you add the opposite attribute of what you sent from level 4 to 8 that can't be normal summoned or set. So again, we search Levy, search the baby, search Lubellion. Yeah, it's just good. And then the other best spell in the deck is Branded Regain. This is why we play the Lubellion in general. This card is just nuts. If a dark or light monster is banished in any way, you target it no matter whose banished zone it's in, put it on the bottom of the deck and draw a card. Puts back your extra deck, can kind of interrupt your opponent's plays depending on what they're playing. But the second effect is really where it shines. So if your opponent normal or special summons a monster, you could just revive a Bystial from your graveyard. So you revive the Magnamut for a searcher in the end phase, revive the Druid Worm.
So good.
If you don't have Assault Synchron and you tributed the Dispater to summon your Lubellion, you could just resummon. As soon as they summon something, just summon back the Dispater. And that gets it right on the field. So, yeah, this card's insane. And Lubellion puts it right on the field. And then the best card to go second with is Dark Ruler right now. Just shits on everything. Argument could be made for... Book of Eclipse is also very good against the Kosh fields, but I think this is just generically better. Also really good against Flu, because Flu's scary sometimes. So, and then the 2 Tiding, you could search these with Chamber. You target 1 dragon monster you control and 1 card your opponent controls, and just return them to the hand. So yeah, really good. And then you could banish it from grave to revive a Dragon Maid from hand or grave. So after you burn through the first one, you could resummon back the chamber and get the second one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so that's
Helps your grind game.
Yeah, it does. It helps the grind game, and it's a different form of removal than monsters. So, and this also can deal with spells and traps.
So you like that package still?
Yeah, I like it. Right now it's treating me good, and maybe eventually I would have to cut it for something, but I would rather keep it in there because it's like your fourth normal summon. Because there really are no other good normal summons besides Safer, so in Chamber. So it's a good +1. I think it's worth playing. So yeah, that's it for the main deck. 40 cards.
Sweet.
We'll go on to the extra deck. So you got the one Bystial Dissipator. Pretty much generic in this deck. Takes a tuner and a dragon non-tuner. Once per turn, you could target one light or dark banished monster and summon it to your field, so you can even bring back your opponent's.
That's crazy.
When your opponent activates a monster effect, you can apply the effect based on whichever banished pile you shuffle a card into. So you shuffle from your opponent's, you negate it, shuffle from yours, you destroy it. So it could deal with monsters on the field. If you only have yours, you could just destroy them when they activate their effects, or you could stop things. So, it's really good. And again, you keep summoning this guy back with Regain continuously. It's just really good. I would definitely not play that card.
Yeah.
And then you got the Barone.
Of course.
I've made this a handful of times. Probably, honestly, one of the things I've made the least.
Really?
Yeah, so an argument can also be made to play Chaos Angel instead of this. But Chaos Angel on its own, I really don't think going first does enough.
Yeah.
Like going second, it's obviously insane, but yeah, this is also insane going second because it can still pop a card.
Yep.
I mean, it's a pop and a negate, so I think it's really good. And then when it burns its negate, you just summon something back from your grave. And then you got Savage. Savage is Savage in the stack. It's Dragonlink.
Yep.
And then you got the Excel. This is what you combo basically with, with the Assault Synchron. Like if you open the Assault and any Bystial in a way to summon it, you can have nothing else in your hand, and that alone just gets you to your Dissipator. So you just summon Bystial, summon this, make the Excel bring this back, and then make the Dissipator that way. So yeah, pretty good. Then for the links, we got a bunch of big hitters in here. There's 2 cards in here that I'm going to cut eventually, but for the big dogs, we got Borland and Zero Boros. This card's insane, takes a lot of resources to go into, so it's a lot better to make it when you go for game.
Yep.
Zero Boros is nuts with the Bystials because you just summon this, and then on your opponent's turn, summon a Bystial at a certain point and just banish the entire field, and then this comes back on your turn. And this gets really big against Kosh too, because for every banished card, it gains 200 attack.
Oh,
so, yeah, it gets pretty massive. And then when you bring it back too, you can bring it here. So against Link decks, they have to play into it. So
sweet.
pretty good. This Appaloosa probably is not going to stay in here. This is probably going to be a Heretic Dragon Attune Seize monster. I just for some reason don't have that card yet. But this has come up a few times. You can play Appaloosa, but I would recommend playing the Attune over this. But we just have it in there for now. And then access code. I'd keep playing this card because this card's insane.
It's crazy.
I've stolen a lot of games with it. Then Triple Burst. The only reason you really kind of play this is because it's it points down and it synergizes with Pisty. Other than that, it could probably be a different spot if it wasn't mandatory to play. And then Double Seals. You don't play one of this card. You just don't.
Crazy card.
Yeah, everyone right now is playing one, but I don't agree with that.
Yeah.
Then you got
Kills
Romulus.
your grind game.
Romulus can search Dragon Ravine. Standard. And then you got Dark. I took this out the other day, but it came up that I just literally needed any generic Link 2 to go into, and this is just the best generic one besides IP. This deck has a lot of links, so like you have to be able to use a link sometimes. So we put that. That might come out for something else though. And then the 2 ones. I don't know why this card still have 1 either, but yeah, searches boot sector launch and extension. So yeah, that's pretty much it.
Wow.
So,
yeah.
And also, if you guys want the Pendulum deck list, just let Meta know in the comments, and then I'll cook something up. Again, I haven't played it for a while. It's not because I gave up on the deck. I just switched it up. So.
Yeah, of course.
But yeah.
Appreciate it, dude.
Good old Dragonlink. Yeah, thanks for having me on, bro.
Yeah, for sure. Have a good one, everybody. Thank you.